Hello, everybody. Welcome to GDR versus the NFL for Week 17, the last week of the NFL season. I am Ryan Thomason, and I will be hosting tonight. This is probably the last time you guys might even see me this season because I'm going to be so pissed off about my Pittsburg Steelers not making it into the playoffs. But I will get to that very soon. So, if in case you guys are brand new to this in the very last game, Brian and I make our picks, and you should definitely not go to the casino on them. Except for Brian, he went 13-3 last week, and I went like 3-13, I think, something like that. It was bad. It was so bad I stopped counting when I realized I was like I'm only had like 2 games right, and I was halfway through my count. I just said, screw it. I'm terrible. So, don't take my pick this week. That's all I'm going to say. Or maybe I might get lucky. Who knows? I somehow won my fantasy football league. Because I could make good picks on players, but when it comes to picking teams last week, I was a big old pile of poop. That's all I have to say. But in the big huge bet that Brian and I are doing that I'm very sad to announce that Brian has taken a lead on the shirts off bet for the very last episode that we will do host together for the NFL season. It looks like I might be doing it shirtless. It was if the Pittsburgh Steelers had the better season, Brian would do the last episode shirtless, and if the Seahawks, Brian's favorite team, had the better season, I would be doing it shirtless. I was looking great. A few weeks ago, we were 7-2-1. We had it's starting to look like we're just going to kind of steamroll through the rest of the season. I expected maybe like a loss or two against maybe the Patriots and the Saints. I thought those might be our 2 losses, but no, we decided to just drop the last 5 out of the 6 games. And so the Steelers are sitting at a nice, 8-6-1. And the Seahawks somehow, through their bullshittery, managed to get to 9-6. So, great. Seahawks are, having a better season, I guess, and which is fine with me. I don't mind showing some skin. So, we'll see. Maybe so. If the Seahawks lose the last game of the season, then and my team manages to win, I think I'll have the lead because of my tie. So, Seahawks lose, Steelers win. Brian goes shirtless. Anything else happens, you guys are going to be seeing my sexy body. All of this. So, let's talk about where we kind of are looking at for the playoff standings. First up, we have the AFC East. The New England Patriots clinched that division for the 15th straight year because that division's a big pile of crap. And, Miami, come on, dudes. They went 7-8. They hung in there, but New England, they just steamrolled to that division like they always do. So, and then we have the AFC North. I don't really want to talk about it. Yes, the Ravens are now leading the division. That's all I have to say. The Steelers need the Browns to beat the Ravens on Sunday, which can happen this year. I mean, the Browns are 7-1, amazingly. I mean, I don't know how they pulled that off, but we just got to beat the Cincinnati Bungles. And the Steelers can beat the Bungles, and the Ravens lose to the Browns. I'm in the playoffs, and I'm a very happy person. And if that doesn't happen, then I'm just going to cry. Just going to cry. We have such a great offense, and we just somehow screw it up. We have, I don't know what to say. We have a good offense. Everything seems to be going well. James Conner fucking been hurt for the last 3 weeks with this high ankle sprain. Maybe you should, tape it up. I don't know, but that's how my division's looking. Makes me not very happy. AFC South, the Houston Texans managed to clinch their division. The Colts I think they're a wild card right now, and the Tennessee Titans are kind of hanging in there as a possible wild card. They're both sitting at 9-6, so who knows? We'll see what happens. And then we have the AFC West, which is probably the most competitive, I would guess you would say, division in the AFC, and the Chiefs ended up clinching it, and then the LA Chargers ended up clinching a wild card spot. So, and both of them ended up at 11-4. So, good on you, Chiefs, I guess. Next up, we have the NFC East. The Dallas Cowboys clinched the division. I think the Eagles need someone to tie. They need the Colts and the Titans to tie their game. Sorry. And then the Eagles have to win in order to make it to the playoffs. This is where it becomes the part where you need 4 teams to lose, 1 team to tie, someone to have, a mascot get punched in the face, and then you team wins and you guys make it to the playoffs. It always gets to some weird time. The NFC North, the Bears handily clinched the NFC North. The Vikings and the Packers are pretty much no-shows this year. So, good job, guys. Especially the Packers, my number 2 team, my wife and son's favorite team. They're going to completely gut that team this year. Next up, the NFC South, the Saints. God damn, I hate the Saints. They had so many freaking questionable calls against my Steelers last week. Yes, we shouldn't have had those 2 fumbles that pretty much made us lose the game. And yes, our coach did make a questionable, very aggressive fake punt on the other team's own 45-yard line. But that was a winnable game for us. The Saints, I think, are not as competitive as they look on paper. And I'm going to say right now, they're going to lose whoever their first game is. Then we have the NFC West. The LA Rams clinched it. It's just ripped out a whole bunch of Seahawks players, fans' hearts. No, we didn't win our division, and then they got their hearts stuffed right back in when they found out they made the playoffs. So, good for you guys, I guess. I know Brian was happy about it. Whatever. I don't care about Brian's happiness. We're not here to make Brian happy. Jerk. Stupid Seahawks making the playoffs. I hate you guys. Why are we going to lose so many stupid games and then the Steelers? But yeah, that's kind of the playoff picture right now. So, but you're not here. So you want to see my picks? There are no Thursday games this week. You can say praise to whatever religious deity and say, no Thursday games, no Saturday games. We're not trying to beat a college football anymore for whatever weird last couple weeks that was. The only games this week are every single game is on Sunday. There's not even a Monday night football game. They're just let's just cram everything into one day. Which is probably how they used to do it, I think. It's going to be a crap load of football to watch on Sunday. So, there's going to be, if you can't find something to flip around through, I don't know what to tell you. There's a lot of games. So, first one, the Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills. The AFC West, or the AFC East, just scrapping it for whatever scraps are left in the New England Patriots toilet game. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to have to say Miami's going to win this one because this is the game that nobody cared about. And even if anybody just is going to go out there and just cash that paycheck at the very end of the locker room and just say goodbye. Pretty much what's going to happen in Detroit at Green Bay as well. I mean, both of these teams, no chances in the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers is maybe he'll file a report on what he thinks they need to do next year, and they might take a glance at it. But and Aaron Rodgers is probably just going to go out and just beat the crap out of Detroit just to try and make sure people don't forget about him because he's not in the playoffs. Nobody cares about Green Bay. So I guess Green Bay will win. Who cares? They're not in the playoffs. Jets at New England Patriots. I don't even know who New England's going to be putting in any of their starters. And this might be a rest your guys kind of week. I mean, it's the Jets and the Packers were able to beat them last week. I guess New England can. They're already in the playoffs. So, New England going to beat the New England with their second string. Going to be beating the Jets. Next up, we have the Carolina Panthers at New Orleans Saints. This is another one where I just don't know. New Orleans going to be playing their guys? And can their second string hold up against Carolina? It's at New Orleans. They kind of have an advantage at home. I don't think they've even lost at home all year. So I just guess New Orleans is going to have to they'll figure it out. So New Orleans over Carolina at New Orleans. Jacksonville at the Houston. Yeah, I'm going to say the Jaguars on this one. I mean, Houston, I don't think has a strong enough team, and if they are sitting any of their starters, they're going to be at a complete disadvantage. Jacksonville, I think they're just looking to try and just get a little stabby right before the end of their season as much as they can. So Jacksonville over Houston. Next up, we have Dallas playing at the New York Giants. Giants had just an absolute disaster of the year. Eli Manning, if he doesn't retire this year, I feel bad for him because people are saying some very not nice things. That's just not cool, guys. I mean, he won 2 Super Bowls, 2 MVPs. But Eli Manning playing like a big pile of steaming you know what. So that means Dallas, who might be not playing their best guys. I don't know. But I'm going to go with Dallas over the Giants on this one. Atlanta Falcons at the Tampa Bay. Nah, I'm just going to have to say Atlanta. I mean, I can't remember if they're playing. I don't think they're playing for a playoffs wildcard spot, but they are playing for pride. And Atlanta needs everything they can get. So, Falcons over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Cincinnati next. Rolling into Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, do or frickin' die time, guys. Just win this game. That's all you can do. Cincinnati, you beat them already this year. They've been playing like crap all year long. How about our defense shows up? Maybe we not get some really crappy pass interference calls when the other team was on 4th and 5 and they get a 30-yard gain and then they only got to punch it in for 1 yard for a touchdown. Let's not do that crap. Just come on, Pittsburgh. Just win this one. That's all you can do. Just win this one friggin' game. Beat the Cincinnati Bengals. I have faith. Not a lot of it. My faith is going down a hill. But Pittsburgh, please just beat Cincinnati. That's all I need. whatever. Philadelphia playing at the Washington Native Americans. I always pick against Washington. Nick Foles is doing his job of making sure Carson Wentz gets hurt at the end of the season so he can step in and be the big hero and then sit on the sideline for the next season for 15 games and then take over again. So, I mean, maybe that's just how he likes it. I don't know, but I think Nick Foles is going to continue doing whatever that weird juju magic he does. So, Philadelphia Eagles over the Washington Native Americans. Chicago at Minnesota. Chicago has clinched the division, but I think they're going to probably just be playing all their guys so that they can just utterly destroy one of their division rivals. So I don't think Minnesota's got it in them. I don't think they have really any chance of making the playoffs. So Chicago's just going to eat them and then just put all that Minnesota fat into their bellies so that when they get into the first round of the playoffs, the Chicago Bears will just be so tired and sleepy from all that Minnesota Viking fat, and then they'll just lose in the first round of the playoffs. So Bears are going to eat too much, hibernate, and then lose in the playoffs. That's my future observation. Oakland playing at Kansas City. Kansas City's going to steamroll all over them Raiders. The Raiders are just hoping for that number one pick. I mean, I think they were a little upset that they beat the Steelers, because that made their losing record, kind of itchy. So, Oakland doesn't stand a chance. Kansas City's going to steamroll over them. So, yep. Next up, we have the Cleveland Browns at the Baltimore Ravens. Browns at 7-1. I need you to beat Baltimore. Please, Browns, you guys need to show up. I will be a Cleveland Brown fan. I 1,000% rooting for the Cleveland Browns with every fiber of my body. You got this, Cleveland. Beat the Ravens. Ravens then will go to number 2. Steelers win a division. And then hopefully we can make it through on the playoffs. So, in order for that to happen, you guys got to beat those damn Ravens for me. Cleveland Browns. You can do it. I have faith in you. I never put any faith in you ever, but I will this time. So, I will be cheering for the Cleveland Browns. Maybe I'll even watch that game instead of the Steelers game, just because. But we'll see. All right, now we have the LA Chargers traveling to Denver, who are pretty much out of the playoffs as well, from my understanding. I think LA will handle them just fine. And the Chargers will keep charging right into the playoffs. Phillip Rivers is going to pack up his 37 children into his wagon, and they're going to head out to Denver. Hopefully nobody dies of dysentery or falls off and breaks a leg, and Phillip Rivers got to get his BB gun and just try and shoot down some bears. I don't know why the Oregon Trail never really went east. The Oregon Trail went west. So, I guess it's just an opposite Oregon Trail. So, Chargers, regardless, are going to be beating Denver on that one. Then we have the San Francisco 49ers playing with the LA Rams. San Francisco can beat Seattle, but can they beat the Rams? I don't think they can, because LA just got too much. And even though I don't see the Rams going very far in the playoffs, I do think they will just keep continuing to beat everybody in their division. So, LA Rams over San Francisco. Then we have the big steaming piles of the Arizona Cardinals going to Seattle. So this pretty much means they have zero chance. I don't think Seattle is going to be sitting any of their main players. They probably just don't want people to get. I don't know. This is where you run the risk of. Do you want your guys to get banged up? Do you give them a break and have them take a week off and potentially be too well rested and a little rusty? So that's just the nature of the NFL these days. Sometimes it's better just to keep playing, but I don't think they really stand much of a chance of getting banged up against the Carolina Cardinals or the Arizona Cardinals. Um, I think Seattle's just gonna have fun at it because they're gonna be feeling good going into the playoffs, where I think they'll probably play Dallas, and we'll see what happens there. Then we have the last game on Sunday. Remember, no Monday games, only Sunday. So it's the Indianapolis Colts against the Tennessee Titans. I think they're both in the playoff hunt, and I really don't think that I have anything to say against Tennessee. They haven't really hit my radar all year long, but the Colts have been doing pretty good, so I'm just going to have to go with Indianapolis on this one. Uh, my wife almost beat me in fantasy football to get into the championship because she's got Andrew Luck and a couple other guys on the Colts on her team, and so I'm just going to say they can sling it out. So I'm going to have to go Indianapolis. I'm going to ride on in Tennessee and beat up on them Titans. So we have no more games to talk about. That is it for this week. Oh, Brian did have some picks. I forgot about that. So Brian, as I said earlier, he went 13-3 last week. He was the NFL picking god. Don't know how he did it, but he did it. I think he just cheated. Probably. Who knows? So, Brian's picks. Probably the better picks. Although I think we have most of the same ones. Buffalo. He's got Buffalo, Green Bay, New England, New Orleans, the Giants, Tampa Bay. All right, well, I guess we didn't have a lot of picks because last two different. Houston, Chargers, Kansas City, the Rams, the Vikings, the Pittsburg Steelers. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that one. The Philadelphia Eagles. Baltimore. God damn it, Brian. If you picked Pittsburgh because you're trying to make me happy, and then you pick Baltimore to win, I can't have that happen. It's just not cool. So I take that kiss back. I put it back on. I say, damn it, Brian. You pick Pittsburgh, and you gotta pick the Cleveland Browns. So I'm going to change Brian's pick for him. I'm going to scratch out Baltimore. And I'm going to write in Cleveland Browns. Because that's what needs to happen, Brian. Jerk. And then you pick Seattle, of course. And then the Indianapolis Colts. So, and that is it for the picks of this week. The final week. I can't believe it's already here. Playoffs are coming. If I come back, you know, I just need the Pittsburg Steelers to win. I need the Steelers to win, Baltimore to lose. I hate this. This is stupid. And I don't like this. I don't like this kind of football. I'm just so nervous. I'm so nervous going into Sunday. I wish I was like the stupid ass Seahawks. I didn't have to worry about anything because we're like, we're in the playoffs. And so annoying. That's it. If I keep going, I'm just going to start crying on this damn episode. There you go. Week 17 of the NFL season. Those are my picks and Brian's picks. And I'm going to go drink a beer because, damn it, Steelers. Goodbye, everybody. You have a good week. And don't forget to catch us on all of our other YouTube shows. The normal Geek Dad Report and Crap-a-Craptastic last week. We did Jingle Bell all the way. And you can also listen to our Christmas episode. It was a lot of fun. We talked about dad Christmas stuff, which is always cool. So, everyone, make sure to go to our YouTube channel, Facebook, Twitter, everything, Geek Dad Report. We're everywhere. Find us, like us, comment, and stay nerdy, everyone. Goodbye.